Welcome back to our show. Once again, my name is Mrs. Augustina, and help me welcome my friend, Mrs.
Glorynezemma. Welcome back to our Sweet Home Africa. It's always a pleasure once again to have you as our viewer. All right, today we have another great topic.
Okay.
As we continue our series on how to rebuild Africa and our plea to professionals. So today the topic is our plea to African teachers.
Okay.
African teachers, African teachers, African teachers. You know, we applaud you for the wonderful job that you do in Africa, because you all made us who we are today. Without the teachers, many of us will not be where we are today. So we thank you so much. All right, so my friend and I will once again give some insights on things that need to change a little bit, especially for the fact that now that we have a lot of Africans that are heading back to Africa to rebuild Africa. So there are certain things that we need to change, and I think our educational system is one of the things that we need to change to make Africa better. So my dear friend.
My dear.
I know you went to school in Africa.
Yeah.
You went to primary school in Africa. You went to secondary school in Africa. All right, so give us some insights in terms of what you have seen, what teachers do in Africa. You know, like I said, I mean, they do a lot of positive things, but there are certain things that they need to change in terms of how they are teaching the kids. So my dear friend, go ahead.
All right, so like you said, the teachers are great. If we look into all our professionals, other professionals, we look into the governorship, president, everybody, doctors, they are the product of what the teacher instilled in them. So that's why we give the teachers thumbs up.
Yes.
But at the same time, like we know, every clothes have inside and outside. And then even human beings, we have our own personal weak points. So today we are going to, you know, maybe help the teachers to look into some of the things they're doing that we need to brush up on. I know some of them, you know, they're from old school, but we are no more in the 1800 or 1900. We are now in the year 2000 plus. So that means we have to upgrade. As everything is upgrading, we need to upgrade what they learn at TTC, Teachers Training College, what they learn from beginning, primary school, whatever we call it. Some of them send their children to nursery school, that we call it. We have to start at the beginning. As a teacher, we know that the cane don't work, punishment don't work. Whipping a child don't work. All those things are deterrent. So that alone, we know that Nigerian teachers, African teachers, we are not using cane anymore to whip anybody's child that come to school. So, but some of that, I can't say that people are taking anger on anybody, because I know they're not paid well based on the work they are doing, and we're going to get into that too. So, teachers, you are the strength of a country. You are the strength of the continent. We depend on you, we rely on you. So too many things, like I mentioned before, whipping a child, that won't have to stop, because we all went through that, those that are from old schools. So I know sometimes you all need materials to work with. We don't have blackboard, and we have to paint the wall. There are so many things teachers don't have. But on the same token, we don't know when they have it and when they don't have it, because some of the teachers, you know, we think whatever is given to a child, if somebody donates something, you have to reroute it to the headmaster of a school, who will determine who get it and who do not get it. So, well, my friend, okay, go ahead.
Okay. It's not that I want to interrupt you.
No. We are in it together.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Actually, with the whooping, that's something that I want to add. When you brought about, you know, the whooping, you know, there's something about the whooping. I know some of our viewers might be like, oh, you know, it's good to whoop sometimes.
Flogging a child with a can.
Exactly.
With a switch.
Exactly. Actually, what I have understood with whipping, whipping does not accomplish that much.
No,
I mean, I'll use myself as an example.
It don't.
When I was in primary school, when I know that the teacher is going to whoop me for one reason or the other, or, you know, I get so afraid to the extent that I don't pay too much attention. But what I've understood is that when you're kind to me and you're very positive,
you bring the best
I learn more.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, because the fear is not there. So what I have understood from whipping, most of the time when you whip a child, you intimidate the child so much that the child becomes so afraid, even afraid of learning. So that's why some of them are not even doing well, because the fear cripples them to the extent that as much as the teacher is teaching, the child is not paying attention because she's so afraid. So if we can mellow it down a little bit, because what I have understood in the Western world is that people learn better and faster when you are, you know, when you are kind to them. But when you intimidate them, it goes the opposite way actually. That's why a lot of us do not learn. But I'll let you talk, because actually that's a place that I'm heading towards, like the curriculum. When let's say if there's an exam, what our teachers do. Because actually what I call it is that, are we teaching, in Africa, are we teaching the children to learn? Or are we teaching them? Are we teaching them to succeed, or are we teaching them to fall? Because when you look at it, let's say when someone is going to take an exam, and then you give them like a whole book, almost like the size of a dictionary, and you tell them to read the whole thing.
And that's not objective.
Exactly, and that's where the exam is going to come out from. But in the Western world, it's the opposite. They will break it down, and then they will review. They will tell you that it will be from chapter 1 to chapter 5. So that means you have to concentrate on that. But in Africa, they give you a whole dictionary and tell you to read. It will come from the book. So go ahead, my friend. That's what I want to add.
Like when we say teachers, you mentioned curriculum. So, you know, we have the primary school, have a different curriculum from the secondary school, which they call the high school here. They have a different curriculum. They have different teachers with different qualifications. And then you have the college. Over here, they call the university, back home. So everybody, so maybe we got to take it piece by piece. We talk about the primary school and our teachers. Believe me, to be a teacher, you have to be caring. Don't do it just as a profession. If you need a profession, go work with a computer, go do bricklayer, go do any other thing than being a teacher. If you are caring, you can be a teacher, because you will know when a child in your classroom is hungry, they did not eat. You will know when they're having problem at home. You will know if the child in your classroom, the father died or anything happened. It's not because a child come late you want to whip a child. Exactly. One size do not fit all. Even a ring or a shoe, everything have a size, and there must be a reason why a child is doing what they're doing. You know, like some children, everybody is not equal when it comes to household. Some households have, you know, they can afford it, they can take care of their children, and while some households are struggling, maybe due to the death in the family, the death of a parent, can make a child, you know, to start behaving negatively. So we need to look into that. We need to look into that. As a teacher, you have to know why a particular child is doing what they're doing. Over here, they have what we call special ed. Exactly. You have to observe a child, you have to write, you have to invite a parent. Stop using cans, stop using switches. Because that made that child, maybe when they finish the primary school, they're not going to the secondary school because you already even use your mouth to tell a child you're not going to be anything. You can't amount to anything. The child want to take common entrance. You say, where do you think you're going? You're not going to pass. All those negative words from a teacher, somebody they hold at high esteem, that you're saying to a child, the child you hold it so dear because they believe you. They think you're telling them the truth. We need to encourage children, because when you care for a child, you're going to encourage them. You got to know what you can do to help that child. Despite the fact they don't pay you that much, but there are so many things you can do to help a child. Talking to them nicely, asking them if they're okay. Everything cannot, a child can only learn best when they are okay mentally. But stop discouraging a child from moving higher. Now, for the Okay, go ahead, because I want to talk about the teachers in a, in a little higher institution.
All right,
let's
before
finish
you
that
go,
before I start our running solo.
Exactly. Actually, there's something that while you were talking, that came to my mind.
Okay.
In terms of knowing where a child's weakness is and a child's strength.
You know where to
You
meet
see,
the
that's
child.
what we, like you said about the shoe. I mean, everybody has different size of shoes that they wear.
Right.
So one size does not fit all. So in terms of education, actually, and knowledge, many people have different areas that they're good in.
Yeah.
And others have areas that there's some people that are good in science. There's some people that are good in
physical activities,
Exactly.
like running or
Exactly.
playing ball.
Yes, so we're encouraging African teachers, do not, look at every child like
Have to learn geography.
Exactly. Exactly. The geography is good. It's good to learn it. At least you know the map of the world.
GPS.
Exactly.
So
but at the
this
same
has
time,
changed.
we don't have to groom everybody to be doctors. We don't have to groom everybody to be lawyers. We don't have to groom everybody to be scientists. When you're teaching, look at a child's strength. Find out where the strength is and where the weakness is. So if someone is very good in music, for example, they might not be good in mathematics.
That's right.
So you don't have to whoop them because they did not do well in maths. And then there's some people that are scientists, like I said, but they won't do well in other activities. You don't have to whoop them. So study, that's what they do here actually in the Western world. They study people. That's why they're very creative in so many areas. You have scientists, you have lawyers, you have doctors, because they zero on a child's strength. But what we have understood in Africa is that, we put everyone in one basket. You have to fit in this basket, everyone. And then it makes it very difficult for people to know where their strength is. So that's what we're encouraging you. Please, if you know where a child's strength is, if it is in music, if it is in sports, if it is in medicine, zero on that with that child, and so that the child can grow to, bring out the best in his or her, ability. Exactly. So that's what I wanted to add.
Which is good. Which is good. Like that topic you brought up is so important because everybody is different. It's not one size fits all. So everybody cannot be a lawyer or a chemistry teacher. Exactly. If they can learn chemistry and they can learn how to sing, fine, so be it. Encourage them. Encouragement matters a lot. And then when you give exam as a teacher, whatever any child is scored, give it to the child. Ask them one by one. Conference with your children on an individual basis. Find out why they didn't score well. Find out from somebody else why they did good. You compare them to study. Don't call out what other children have so that other kids can know who is not smart and who is smart.
That is
because
true.
When you do that, you're killing children's self-esteem. And when you hurt somebody's self-esteem, you have hurt them for life. So teachers, you're the life wire of whether we progress or whether we flourish, whatever it is, it depends on the teachers. So to me, I'm done with the secondary school teachers. Okay. Now the university.
Let's go to the university. Exactly.
Yes, and that's where
the university.
Yes.
Exactly. That's
go
true.
ahead, my friend, because I have
a lot to say there.
To tell those teachers because most of them are doctors. They have doctorate degree, master's degree.
Exactly.
To me, they should know better.
Okay. All right, so the teachers at the university that they call professors, is that true?
That's right.
Once again, we applaud you because now you have such a great position. All right, what we're pleading with you, especially the ones in Africa. I know you have teachers all over the world, but the ones in Africa, there's something that, let me just go in a little bit. I'll go around it a little bit. We have understood that as much as you're teaching, especially the female students, that most of them are being exploited by teachers in Africa, which is very, very, unfortunate because you're there as a teacher. Not only are you there as a teacher, you represent even a parent because the students in the university, they are far away from home. So they trust you so much as a teacher, they trust you so much as a parent that they see. And now many of you are exploiting them. We had that sometimes for them to pass their classes, they have to sleep, the female, students have to sleep with the teachers. For them to do well in any area at all, they have to be sexually exploited. So that's what my friend and I will look into again with the professors. Not all of you, but at least the ones that are doing this. I think you have to revisit what you're doing. Once again, I bring this up. If your daughter is in a university, would you like someone to exploit her sexually the way that you're exploiting those students? Go ahead, my friend.
My friend, this is a touchy, it's a little bit touchy, and I'm so disappointed knowing that some older men, professors, daddy, uncle, pastors, are doing it. You're getting paid to teach a child. Some parents sow the land depending on that child to go to school. These children are smart if you can teach them the right way. But you will take the school time and use it to go and counsel a girl. What happened to the boy in the classroom?
That's true.
Your classroom, I believe, have boys and girls. Then you pass girls because you want them to come and sleep with you. These are little children. And as I'm talking to you, I look at you as a child molester, because some of you have children of the same age. A 17-year-old, you are a 40-something-year-old man, professor, uncle, daddy, husband. And then you develop a whole lot of interest in a little girl that are trying to start their life.
Exactly.
How do you think that will make her look at herself and her degree when she finally get it? Do you know how many students, especially the female students, that you made to drop out of school because they don't want to sleep with you, and you are holding their report? You do not want to pass them or fail them because they refuse to sleep with you. But remember, you're getting paid for your job. But eventually, you're doing what you're doing because of power. You have control over them. You are intimidating them while their parents are struggling to pay their school fees. Please, if you're among them, stop.
Stop.
Because you have made a lot of them to turn into prostitution.
That's true.
Those that you slept with. You have made them turn into prostitution. You have made some of them to commit suicide.
That's true.
You have made some of them to look at school as if it's something. When you sleep with someone, hey, you're going to pass the grade. And then when they get out, pass out from your class, they cannot compete with the world because you didn't teach them anything than to lay down. Now they think when they get to work, they have to sleep with the boss to get what they want. And you started sleeping with them as early as when they're 17, 18 years. Please, Oga, please, sir, you need to stop. If that thing is you, you need to change your profession. You need to start working in the zoo. Maybe you go to the zoo animals and see what they will tell you. You need to do something else other than to defy all these little children. Please, my dear.
No, thank you so much, my friend. Actually, you know, when you said the consequences of this behavior, so, you know, especially in terms of the young ones, I mean, as much as you have destroyed their life and everything, don't forget that you have also destroyed their talent. Because these are young women. I will just rule on women, because I know sometimes even the young boys are exploited too. Because we don't know, some of the women professors might even exploit the young boys sexually too. So it works. I mean, it could be both ways. I mean, the professors, I'm just telling you what you're doing. Not only have you destroyed them in terms of their life, you have also destroyed the talent that they brought to this world. And many of them are supposed to be engineers, supposed to be lawyers, and supposed to be scientists and doctors that we're looking for in Africa. But when you have done this, you have derailed them. So many of them do not continue.
No, they don't.
Exactly. They don't continue with their education. Some of them become so ashamed of themselves that, like my friend said, they drop out of school completely. So now you have destroyed a whole lot in a human being. So we are pleading, like my friend said, if you're one of those, I think it's not too late for you to say, you know, I'm stopping what I'm doing. If it has been your lifestyle, when you watch this episode, please, we're pleading with you, stop that lifestyle. You're destroying a whole lot of people in Africa. Because not only are you destroying the child, don't forget that the parents took a lot. Some of them took loans and took, you know, sold their land to raise this child. And they were hoping that this child will grow up to be somebody great and help them. So not only have you destroyed the child, now you have destroyed that lineage, you have destroyed, I mean, the family that are waiting for this child to grow up. And you might have also destroyed this child completely because many of them might refuse to get married. Because
some of them commit suicide.
Exactly. So please, as much as we are talking about what everyone is doing wrong in Africa, these are little things that a lot of people are doing that are hidden, that many people do not see. We blame the politicians, we blame everyone in the government for destroying Africa. But you, as an individual, even a teacher, you could be one of the ones that are also contributing to the destruction of Africa. Please, it's time for us to rebuild Africa. Many of us are heading home from the Western world, like I said, to rebuild Africa. We have to change some of our ways so that our place will be better for all of us to live. So that's our point. My friend.
My dear, I have maybe one or two things to say. The other one is like the school chancellor. The school have to have policies on this. The school have to have policies. They have to start putting cameras in different areas. They have to make it like a point of duty that no one teacher and a teacher and a student, male or female, should be alone. If you're counseling that child, and the offices, when it comes to offices, if you're going to counsel them in the office, there will be other chairs, there will be an open space, so somebody can see what you're doing. You don't just go in a they can't give you that leverage anymore. You sit down, come inside, you close the door, you lock the door. They're not in your home. The school have to do better. They need to start changing the procedure, the way they do things. Make it a must that if any teacher is caught or heard of something like that, you must have a complaint box too, where the children can write. Instead of identifying their name, they will mention the name of the teacher, the time, what the teacher is said or did to them, or asked them to do, or made them to do. They will put it in there.
Like a suggestion box.
Yes, suggestion box. When you get one or two or three pertaining to one particular teacher, you don't need to ask that teacher to come and say, did you do that? They will say no. Because now it's out.
Investigating.
You investigate, call the girls, call the student, call whatever, and try to find out what happened. And if you have a lot of people looking for a job, let the teacher go. Because that's not you're not the madam or the mistress that run the whole place as a prostitution ring. This is a school, this is an institution. And we have to do something. And they have to start from the head. Before you hire somebody, check their background. Know what they did, the prior place they used to work. Exactly. You don't just bring somebody because they give you the papers that I can teach. I've been teaching for 20 years. So that's one. Our girls, our gentlemen, leaders of tomorrow. Please, there is nothing to be ashamed of. You don't have to be ashamed. You're not the victim. It's whoever is trying to put you into such a situation, a condition. It is a child molester, and you need to report them. Because if you keep quiet, he or she will do it to somebody else. But if you bring the person out, then they will stop. Others will be afraid of doing it. Do not hide, because it's not your fault. That's all I can tell you. It's not your fault. You didn't ask for it. All you did was to come to school as to be able to enhance yourself and have a better future. But don't let them destroy your future. Speak out. Say something. If you don't say something, it's going to continue. So we don't want the other ones coming the following year to experience what you experienced. If you don't say nothing, that means it's not happening. Please say something. Don't go and destroy yourself and destroy your family. You know how hard it is to pay that tuition. Please, speak up. They are there. They are the monsters. Please, speak up. You don't see them as teachers. They are child molesters. All right?
Thank you so much, my friend. Dear. All right, it's been a long episode, so we're going to round up.
Go ahead.
You know, once again, we thank the teachers that are doing great jobs. Because like when we said this, it doesn't mean that it's applicable to all the teachers. Many of you are doing so well. You're teaching the children very, very well. Very
caring teachers.
So we thank you for everything that you're doing. But the molesters that are hiding as teachers, please, you know, give up those behaviors. And then, just like my friend said, the chancellors, you have to set policies, and then you have to, you know, put in punishment for these behaviors. Like if someone is caught, either they will lose their job or they will even lose their license. So there must be severe consequences for these actions. And then once we set those things up, these actions will stop.
That's right.
So once again, we thank you so much, our teachers. you know, continue to do the good job that you're doing in Africa.
Yes,
and then the government, please pay them well. Because many of us will not be where we are now without the teachers. Even you as the governor, you as the president will not have the position that you have now without the teachers. So that's our episode today.
Thank you for watching us and continue to subscribe. May God bless you as you subscribe, as you listen to us. All right?
Thank you so much.
All right.
So look forward to watching our other episodes at our Sweet Home Africa. It comes out every
week.
Thank you.
All right.
May God bless you.